There has to be something we can do to make ourselves better. And I think detaching yourself from all of that is probably the best first step that you could take to make yourself better. You should really go on a dopamine detox and a social media detox. I'll talk about social media towards the end, but definitely dopamine. Like, you have too much cheap dopamine. Like, you have drugs, you have alcohol, you have porn. I can't speak on alcohol, but the other two I can. Drugs like weed, like I used to smoke it all the time. I quit weed, bruh. I know many people who finally just quit weed. Like, I used to smoke with a certain group of friends. Most of them don't smoke anymore. Like, we realize that this is bad. We realize that it's not good for you. It made us lazy. And a lot of people can try to make it seem like, yo, it's good, it's fine, it's not a big issue. Nah, it's messing with you in some way. You just don't know it. And you won't know until you stop. You won't know until you take that detox. Like, maybe just for like 3 months, 3 to 6 months. Just take that time off. And if you want to quit it, that's even better. Eventually, hopefully, it leads to you quitting it. I quit it. I'm done. I don't need it. I don't think about it. I don't fiend for it. It's not part of my life. It's not a part of me anymore. I think it's been over 2 years now that I quit. And I can't even tell you, I can't even give you a review about like what it did to me, because it's like, it's been so long since I did it. Like, it's just the way I live my life now. But I'm guessing it probably made me more focused and more, I have more clarity. I have more energy. These things I didn't track, but I'm guessing it did. I'm guessing it had like a good effect on me. Like the porn industry, the OnlyFans, all this stuff. Stop that. That's very bad for you. That's very bad, cheap dopamine that you're getting that you shouldn't be getting. You should be getting this good, healthy dopamine, this good, healthy energy. You shouldn't be getting rewards out of these things. They're not good for you. They're going to keep you distracted. They're not going to let you focus on the things you really need to focus on. You shouldn't be drinking as much. Why are you drinking so much alcohol? Like I said, I don't have any experience with it, but if you're a person who drinks a lot, don't do it. Like, even if you're drinking on the weekend, like, how about you just take a detox? How about you detox yourself from all these things? If you play a lot of video games, don't just limit it, delete it. Go on a detox. Clear it out of your life. Clear it all out of your life. That's why, like, a lot of men are weak. They're lazy. They're lost. Why? Because it's because of that. They have too much cheap dopamine. They have too much social media use, or social media is just messing with their brain. And then also, they don't have any role models. They don't have any mentors. How are you going to have anyone to look up to when everyone else is doing the same thing? Who is going to be your mentor now? Who's going to be your role model? Who the hell do you look up to when everyone's doing the same thing? That's why I like this rise of Andrew Tate. Like, why did this happen? Because he was almost like a father figure to young men. He was trying to tell people, like, this is the way you should be living your life. This is better for you. Don't do these things. Don't become this person. Like, we need that. And that's the issue. Like, anyone I talk to about this topic, these two things, social media and dopamine detox, they think I'm crazy. They don't think it's something that you should be making a big deal out of. It's not that big of a deal at all, but I think it's a huge deal. I think that's probably like your biggest issue. That's the biggest issue with men these days. That's why they're so lost. That's why they're so weak and lazy and depressed, is because of these things. You have too much cheap dopamine. You have your social media is just messing with your brain. You're constantly on it. You're constantly on the internet. You're wasting a lot of your time. And then you also don't have any role models. You don't have anyone to follow. You don't have anyone to tell you that this is bad. Everyone else you know is on it. Everyone else you know is just a greedy bastard who's trying to make money. So you're like, okay, I think that's the best way to live life. And then when you get to an older point, when you're like 40 and 50, I'm sure you're going to be like, damn, like, I don't know what I was doing with my life. I was wasting my life. There's no fulfillment. There's no purpose. All of this leads to having no purpose. You ain't got no role models. You got nobody to follow. You're using social media. You're on it all the time. You're too caught up with all these cheap dopamines. Eventually, it's going to lead you to, you have no purpose. You're lost. Why are so many people lost? They're confused. Because, yeah, that's where it's going. That's where it's leading to. Even me, like, I think it's been like 6-7 months, maybe even 8, where I didn't use social media. I deleted Snapchat. I never had Twitter. I used to have Instagram. I would use it here and there, mainly to like keep up with people. But I remember like even my brothers would send me like reels and stuff, and I would just be like I haven't watched it because I just don't want to download that app at all. Like, I'm just like, I don't want to go in it right now. And people, when I tell people this, they think that I'm like addicted. It's not that. It's not that I'm addicted. It's not that like I can't turn it off. It's what it does to your mind. Like I said earlier, it's what it does to you mentally. That's the issue. I'm starting to believe that that's the reason why so many men are lazy and they're poor and they're weak and they're depressed, is because of these two things: too much dopamine and too much social media or internet. And if you were to go on a dopamine detox and a social media detox for at least 6 months, you would notice huge changes. And yes, by dopamine, I mean porn. Do not feed this industry more than you've already fed it. Do not put more money into this industry. Do not put more time and energy into this industry. Quit it now. Stop it now. Stop touching yourself like you're some type of freaking animal. You're not. You're better than that. Because a lot of people think that it's fine in moderation. I mean, there's so many people that I talk to, and they're just always like, it's fine in moderation. And I'm like, you know what? I used to think that, but I'm starting to think it's not. And it's not because I'm like this person who's like addicted to where that's the only thing I could focus on. It's not that. But it did have an effect on me. If you want me to be 100% honest and real, it did have an effect on me. And I'm like, if it had an effect on me, imagine the effect that it's had on other people who don't even see it as a problem. Like, I always saw it as a problem. But if you don't even see it as a problem, I think that's the biggest issue. I think the problem nowadays is we have too many distractions and not enough focus. There's too many things to distract us. And social media plays a big part in that. Because number one, you're trying to make yourself this different person. You know you're not this person, but you're trying to put out this fake persona, you would say, on social media to make yourself look cool, I guess. Which is, it's funny because it's like, I feel like people will like you more if you were just more genuine and you were your authentic self. Like, instead of you trying to be this cool person. That's why I think YouTube is it gives you more of a authentic like connection with the person you're watching, because it's like, how, you know how hard it is to like fake and be a type of person that you're not for like every single video, like every 20-30 minute you post, like to keep doing that. It's like, it's very difficult to do that. So other than YouTube, and even YouTube has its own like addiction, I think with social media, like the first issue is you're trying to become this person. You're trying to make yourself look like this person that you're not. That's an issue. You're trying to keep up with what everyone else is doing and their lives. And I don't know why the hell it matters so much. Like, I feel like right now I'm not in that position in life for me to worry about what every single human or my friend is doing. Close friends, that's fine. But everyone I know, to know what everyone is doing, where they're going, who they hung out with, who they're getting married to, you know, if they failed or if they passed, if they got a new car, if they're making money, like, I don't know. I mean, that's why that made the last video, like, why comparing myself to others was like, is bad for me, because that's where it all came from. It came from social media, because I just kept looking at everyone else. And I know I'm not the only person, but you keep looking at everyone else, and you mentally, like, it's not like a thing that you can see, but it's like a mental thing that, like, you're starting to compare yourself. You're starting to see everyone else's highlights, and you're keeping up with all these people's life. And I think, like, in person, that you never see that issue. In person, you're never seeing everyone else do good. Like, you're never seeing someone's highlight all the time. But on social media, you're seeing the highlight, the best version of someone else all the time. They're trying to put up this fake persona. They're showing that to you all the time, which I think over time ends up having an effect on your mental health, because you're comparing your average points of life to their best, to the highest point of life. So that's another issue. And then it's also the trying to get as much likes as you can possibly get, or trying to get all these views. And that has an effect on you as well. Like, all these views and likes that you're competing with others, or you're competing with yourself, trying to become more famous and become like this famous vlogger or TikToker. Like, you think that's going to be good for you. There's like some people I know who are trying to like become famous off of like making these TikToks and these vlogs. And it's like, they're trying to become this fitness influencer, or these TikTok influencers. And it's funny because it's like, I don't think you realize, like, that's not going to be good for you at all. Like, maybe it's better that you're not as famous, because if you were, I think it would just destroy you. Like, I think the downfall of a lot of people came after they became famous. Just a side tangent, but very interesting thing to think about. You should go on a social media detox. I think you should just not use it for 6 months. Just what's going to happen? You'll be fine. I remember this one girl I went to high school with, her little brother posted on Instagram recently. He was like, social media is giving me a lot of like issues, and it's causing a lot of issues in my life. And you know what? I'm just gonna quit. I'm gonna stop it for at least these next 6 months. So maybe until like January, February, I'm not gonna use social media as much. And I remember seeing that. I was just so happy. I was like, damn, like I was like, nice, like finally, someone's actually moving up. Someone's actually following the strategy. And then like 2, 3 days later, he's posting on Instagram again, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, what happened? Like, it's so hard to quit. You can't quit. Even if you tell people you're gonna quit, you just can't quit. It's crazy. Like, damn, like you just can't quit. And when I talk to people about like social media, like not using it as much, they think that I'm like a person who's like addicted, like I just can't stop. Like, that's not the issue. The issue isn't with my time. It's not that, yes, there's a lot of distractions, there's not enough focus, but that's just the overall like general thing with my life, right? It's not because of one app, but it's mainly like your mindset. Like, it affects you mentally in a way that others can't see, that only you can see, but sometimes you can't even see, like after years of just doing the same thing and using it, because that's what the company does. Like, that's what this whole industry and this whole company, it's here to get you to stay on the app more. What's going to make you stay on the app more? Well, that is, maybe you should do this. Maybe you should talk about this. And sometimes it's good. Like keeping up with people. I get to keep up with people that I know, close friends, and other friends that I haven't spoken to in a while. That's really good. That's probably one of the main reasons I even enjoy it. But then everything else, it's going to start messing with you mentally. I think that like if a lot of people were to quit and go on this detox and not use it as much, at least limit it, at least like delete it from your phone, and every single time you have to use it, you have to download it. So that'll make it more difficult for you to use it. And you're like, all right, I'm just not even going to use it, right? Maybe something like that. Some start of it would be good. And that's why I even make these videos, because like I think we need to start moving in this direction where a lot of us young men, a lot of us bros or brothers, we're starting this type of like cult like energy. We're just like, we're not going to view that, that's bad. We're not going to do that, that's bad. We're going to lift ourselves up. We're going to be better. We're going to be better men. Almost like this Andrew Tate type of mentality. You might not have any role models currently to follow in this type of topic, right? Like, who's going to tell you that these things are bad? Who's going to tell you? Who's going to lead you and make you better? That's why I always talk about Andrew Tate and Hamza, because like I don't even know them, but they've helped me a lot already. They really have. And it's like, you might not need someone in front of you or a person telling you what to do. You could make the changes yourself, and now you're the role model. Now you're the mentor. Maybe what you're meant to do is help the people who come after you. That's what I hope to do. Like 20 years from now, people watch these videos and they're like, damn, like I'm learning from this dude. That's what I hope you end up being. You end up becoming a role model for the people who come after you.